Alrighty guys, what's going on everybody? Welcome back here to another live stream. We got ourselves a bit of a tropical update for y'all today. Well, let me just go ahead and say, it seems like we're getting ready to have a bunch of fun in the tropics. It looks like we're watching not one, not two, but maybe three tropical cyclones. So we're going to definitely need to be looking out there in the tropics. We actually have a lot of severe weather going on right now. I did not do coverage today because I wanted to do a tropical update today. Plus, I had a lot of things going on for today, so we did not do coverage. Tomorrow, we'll do coverage, though. Tomorrow, we got a big enhanced risk out there. So this is not today. This is tomorrow's risk. We got ourselves portions of Nebraska, North South Dakota, places out there in eastern Montana, and a little sliver of northeastern Wyoming at risk for severe weather here for tomorrow. So we'll be live for that. But anyways, y'all, we got a couple systems we're watching. Let's go ahead and hop over here to the NHC, or the Hurricane Center. We're going to take a look at this. So there's only two listed from the National Hurricane Center here. Let me go ahead and grab my little stream deck here so I can change my scenes. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop over here real quickly. Tabletop dude, thanks for the $2, man. Let me guess, North Carolina? How is Eastern North Carolina looking tomorrow? Hazards. So let me look real quickly. You do have a marginal level 1 threat. Yeah, pretty low in concerns. No tornadoes. Your main concern is just going to be some damaging wind gusts and maybe some hail. But that's about it, man. Let's see here. Getting quite the thunderstorm in Ottawa, Ontario right now. Wow, yeah, there's a lot of storms up there, actually. But anyways, y'all, let's go and talk the tropics here. So we're watching a system. This is Disturbance 1, also known, I believe, as 94L. 94L, yes. This is a 94L. It's an investigation that we are currently watching. This guy, you know, has a potential of developing at some point, you know, down in time. We got ourselves, so throughout the next 48 hours, so the next 2 days, got ourselves a 10% chance of this thing turning into a tropical depression. So, yeah, odds are pretty low. Nothing super high there. Now, when it comes to the overall formation chance, throughout the next 7 days, we got ourselves a 20% chance out there for development. So, still pretty low odds. We'll dive into models on 94L here in a little bit. But here's where things get interesting, okay? So this is where things get interesting. So we have 95L. This is also another area we're watching. We have ourselves a tropical wave that rolled its way off the west coast of Africa, right there in the MDR, the main development region. And look at that. We got a 30% chance of this storm being a tropical depression or tropical storm within the next 2 days. So a 30% chance, 48 hours. And throughout the next 7 days, it's a 60% chance. Now, let me go ahead and tell you, this was a low chance of developing this morning. It immediately went up here as the evening upgrades, or the evening updates, I should say, came through. So we got ourselves a pretty decent chance with this guy forming. As you're going to notice on the models, too, whenever we look at them, you're going to see that there's going to be possibly even another wave shortly following this guy. Okay, so there might be another one here. Like I said, there might even be another one here, to follow after that. So let's go ahead and hop over to models. We're going to take a look at the GFS, the American GFS, the 18 Zulu model run. We'll get into all of this here in a little bit too. But let's go ahead and hop y'all over here too. Let's go ahead and fit that to the screen there for you. Might need to zoom out a little bit. There you go. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and pull up the Atlantic, why don't we? The North Atlantic. So here we go. So like I said, we have that one system down there, Invest 94L. This thing has like I said, 20% chance of development in the next 7 days. Pretty low odds. You know, it's not really anything super crazy. Overall, it's a pretty low-end threat. What's up, Todd? What's up, Smitch? Hope you're doing good. Let's see here. We have Lil Dar Free. I'm not sure how you say your name. What's up, Trudy? Hope you're doing good. See what's up, Catman. Hope you're doing good, man. Anyway, so yeah, this is 94L. So this guy is going to be moving its way to the northwest, out there towards the Yucatan, likely to bring a bit of rainfall for some of those regions out there. So we'll have to keep it out there for that. We work our way down in time, and it doesn't really do a whole lot according to the GFS model run here. That's why the overall development's pretty low with that storm there. So that's 94L. We'll get more into that here in a minute whenever we actually go over the spaghetti models and stuff like that. But here we go. So here's another system. This is the other guy we're watching. So this is 95L. This one, I think, could do something. I think this one has potential of doing some nasty tropical activity here. So this thing rapidly kicks off. There's that second system shortly following right behind it, like we were mentioning there too. And this will continue to roll its way throughout the Caribbean. At this point in time, it's a little unknown. However, let me go ahead and give a little bit of a warning out for the people in the Leeward Islands, the overall Lesser Antilles needs to be watching this storm here. Okay, so out there towards the Windward Islands, we need to be watching this. Windward, Leeward, the Lesser Antilles, we definitely need to be watching this storm here because it looks like, according to the last several model runs, there is a potential that system could cause some tropical impacts for the Lesser Antilles. So just a bit of a heads up there. Possibly even following a second system. We'll have to monitor it. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, anything past this point, this is July 3rd, so this is, so quite a few days away. At this point, it's unknown where those storms are going to go. We don't know if they're going to end up turning north, go out to sea. We don't know if they're going to go out there towards the southeast. We don't know if they're going to go through the Gulf. We don't know if they're going to continue going west. All we know is that there is a couple tropical waves going off the west coast of Africa right now, which, we could have ourselves two new systems developing out there. Now, I wanted to make sure that this was not just a fluke with the models and with the model runs. So if we take a look at the previous model before, you can see they're both clearly still there. Model run before that, still there. Model run before that, still there. Model run before that, still mostly there. That one's still kind of disorganized. But you can see it's gradually becoming more of a concern for not one, but two systems coming off the west coast of Africa here. So that is two tropical systems that we need to be looking out there for, okay? Anyways, so yeah, with all that being said, according to this model here, there is going to be a good amount of moisture supply coming out there towards the equator, just kind of sucking up a lot of moisture. And all of that shouldn't be too much of an issue, at least according to the GFS model. We'll have to see. Moisture supply, warm waters, and lack of wind shear is a very important thing for hurricanes. That's really what you want to look for in a storm, and what it looks like is that there's neither of any, except for the high surface temperatures of the ocean. That's a given. The waters are very warm and definitely able to support tropical activity, so we'll keep that in mind. But anyways, dude, like I said, we have two systems, plenty of moisture between both of them, potentially rolling through the Caribbean. Obviously, we're getting pretty far down in La La Land here. We don't know exactly what it's going to do. I mean, this is 180 hours out at this point. I'm not going to go any further. Obviously, yeah, GFS has it going out there towards Mexico. But like I said, we really don't know that right now. But we do know is that, yeah, there is likely two tropical systems that's going to follow. Tomorrow, I wouldn't be surprised if they put another little area out there in the main development region, the MDR, for that other system that we were looking at there overall. So, yeah, definitely wouldn't be surprised if there's another one behind 95L here. There's 94L, 95, and maybe who knows, that other system to follow. So we'll see. Now, obviously, it's never a good thing in meteorology. You never want to just be biased to one model. You don't want to just look at GFS. You want to look at them all, or most of the models, in order to get an agreement or an idea at least of what we can see. So now we're looking at the CMC model. Now the CMC model obviously has that little guy, 94L, rolling through the deep Caribbean here, possibly causing, some rain across maybe the Yucatan Peninsula. Not a whole lot of activity is expected, I don't think, out of that system other than rainfall. We'll continue watching it. We'll see how it plays out overall, but like I said, I don't really have my hopes too high on that system. But here we go, my friends. So there's that other system. So like the GFS said, remember how the GFS was showing the Lesser Antilles getting hit by either a tropical storm or a hurricane? It seems quite likely on this model as well. Not just from the last model run, but the last couple of model runs there. Let's see here. That's really interesting. Look at that. So we had the one model run there show it there. Next model run was not there. Next model run was there again. That's really weird. But anyways, both the models, they do show maybe even that second disturbance behind it. Still not too confident on that guy quite yet. We'll have to just continue to watch the weather over the next day or so just to continue watching it. But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if they get some type of outlook on there or something. We'll just have to continue watching that and just see how that plays out overall. Anyway, so yeah, that continues to work its way down in time. Now, the CMC model has it driving its way into the deep Caribbean, but like I mentioned at that point, this is for right around the 4th of July, so it's a little hard to tell at this point of what we can expect overall, that far down in time. So there's a little bit of uncertainty, or a lot of uncertainty at that point in time. But what we do know is that 95L will likely pick up a lot of strength as it rolls right there near the Lesser Antilles. Now, like I said, make this an early warning for the people in the Lesser Antilles, the Windward Leeward Islands. Please prepare for this one. Like I said, I'm already going to go ahead and say it because it's been supporting for a while now on the models and stuff like that. Hurricane Center has been only upgrading the probability of this thing becoming an organized system by the time it even gets to the Lesser Antilles. I think we might have a tropical cyclone heading towards the Lesser Antilles. So just a bit of a friendly heads up for you guys, overall, as it definitely looks like we are kind of heading into, that kind of phase here, by not one, but possibly two tropical systems out there. So that's the CMC model. We got Icon model. Icon's not really the best model to look at tropics, but it does show, that system rolling through. Once again, Icon's not really the best of models to be looking at the tropics overall. So like I said, between those two, there you go. Now, there's one thing I do want to do. Let me go ahead and pull up the, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the European model. Now, this is actually a model run I haven't really been watching too much. I've seen a couple runs of it. But let me go ahead and actually bring up the tropics for you guys. We'll go ahead and bring up the, let's see here, the Atlantic Basin for y'all. And let's go ahead and hop our way over here to this view. That might be good enough. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so here's Euro, or the ECMWF model. So this model run down in time, yes, what do you know? It does show the exact same thing that the GFS and the CMC model are showing. So both the models are showing at least a pressure below 1,000 millibars, meaning that this thing has potential to possibly become a tropical depression or tropical storm, possibly even a hurricane as it approaches the Lesser Antilles. So that'll be right there for right around the 1st, actually. So we're estimating this to be right there near the 1st in general. So we're going to have to watch out for, let's see here, so for July 1st, maybe July 2nd, it just depends on, whenever models work that out, but that's kind of when we could have some tropical impacts out there for the 1st of July, possibly out there towards, the Lesser Antilles, obviously Windward Leeward Islands there. So, like I said, make sure you guys are preparing for this, as this thing could have some impacts further down in time. European model has this thing quickly gaining strength, but obviously at this point, like I mentioned, it's a little far down in time. It's a little too far for what I like to look at, so obviously the only point I would go in time right now is just to the point up to the Lesser Antilles. In all three models we looked at, all three main models, unfortunately show a potentially decent tropical cyclone by the time we get our way towards the Lesser Antilles. Now, looking back over here at the, let's see here, looking back over at the sea surface temperatures and just letting you know that the waters are fairly warm out there. Definitely is suitable for tropical development. It's kind of hard to tell if there's going to be any rapid strengthening out there. Obviously, let's say even if that there's no wind shear and there's plenty of moisture and stuff, You know, the waters, like I said, we're ranging from 26 to 28 degrees Celsius. It's not not super, super hot, but it's definitely warm enough to get things going. We'll definitely be in a strengthening trend with those waters alone. But, you know, like I mentioned, though, you know, if it was somewhere else, like in the 30 degrees Celsius, there would be rapid strengthening potential. But we'll just have to see. You know, we'll definitely just have to kind of see here overall how that kind of plays out. But, yeah, so the waters are definitely pretty warm, definitely warm enough to support that there overall and on all that fun stuff. So we'll definitely be, you know, watching the progression of those systems there overall. So... anyways, so yeah, we'll just continue watching that. Let me go ahead and pull up the 18 Zulu model run. Let me go ahead and hop y'all over here back to this page real quickly because I need to sign in. I don't want y'all to see my sign-in information. Wouldn't be the best of an idea. Here we go. All right, let's go ahead and get y'all back over here. So this is the 18 Zulu run. According to the, the 18 Zulu. Hold on a minute. Let me go ahead and pull up our 18 Zulu. That was GFS. Hold on a minute. Let's bring up the tropics and the Atlantic Basin. Here we go. Make sure we're on 18 Zulu, which we are, and the European model. Boom. All right, so this one doesn't go out as far. This one only goes out as far as June 30th. That's as far as that this model run goes out here. But as you can see, there is the beginning of a tropical cyclone that does happen on both the European model runs, both the GFS model runs, several, you know, CMC model runs, so it's there. Unfortunately, it's there. We are very, very confident. I'm very confident at this point that this thing will become a tropical system, potentially even a hurricane. We'll have to watch it, you know, just given conditions and you know, all of that stuff going on out there. If I go ahead and hop you guys back over here to this model run here. We bring our way back over here towards the to the North Atlantic. Actually, we'll go ahead and bring up the ECMWF. What am I saying? We actually have the ECMWF here. Well, there you go. This is the European model run right there. You can see it showing the same thing. Possibly right there, you know, maybe the morning of July 1st, getting near the Lesser Antilles, according to the European. The GFS model, maybe a little bit, well, actually pretty close. Maybe a little bit later, but yeah, right around that time frame. So this thing will probably be having some impacts for the Lesser Antilles on July 1st. Okay, so for July 1st, that's when we're likely going to have those impacts out there in the Lesser Antilles. And like I said, the Windward Islands in general, the Leeward, Windward Islands, you know, that whole archipelago of islands there. That is kind of what we're going to be seeing regarding that impact. So, you know, GFS right there, European, they both support it pretty well. Let's see here what I can do. I don't know if I can actually access. I can. Nice. So the European model also shows, you know, we do have a decent amount of moisture available. All that bluish green representing high humidity levels across the atmosphere in general, showing that there's a lot of green and blue around that system, meaning that there is, you know, enough moisture to at least allow for some gradual development of a tropical cyclone. Like we already mentioned, obviously the waters are good enough for tropical development, definitely, you know, stable enough for gradual development. Wind shear on the other side, so like I said, you really don't want a lot of strong winds pushing at your system, but that's not going to be a problem either, it looks like. It looks like there's not going to be that much wind shear around that tropical cyclone, so it's not going to be blasted by winds that would, you know, threaten it in terms of collapsing that storm, but yeah, it looks like all gates are open. Like I said, it looks like we have the warm waters. It looks like we have, obviously, little to no wind shear when it comes to, I mean, obviously we have that jet to the north, but that shouldn't impact it, that system too much. And of course, like I said, regarding moisture supply on both the European and the GFS model runs, it seems possible. It definitely seems possible. Now, the reason, like I said, I really didn't, you know, mention that third system too much on the thumbnail of this live stream is because, like I said, not all model runs do support that system. Obviously, all model runs are starting to support this guy, 95L. This one, I think, will be a problem at some point. But, you know, when it comes to that potential next system following after that, I'm going to need another day or two to look at that, and we'll see how it plays out. But there is some support, obviously, between model runs. Like the CMC, as you can tell, shows some type of trough out there developing, you know, with that latest model run there. So there could be another system forming. Obviously, GFS, let's see here. Obviously, the GFS model does support that as well. You know, two twin systems there. We will see. You know, once again, not all model runs support that, but there is a couple that do. So it's just an idea here overall. Anyways, let me go ahead and set y'all up here. I'm going to go ahead and hop over to the spaghetti models. I'm sure y'all are probably wondering what's going on, but let's first talk about 94L real quickly. Overall there. Let's see here. What am I doing on 4th of July? Not much. Let's see here. Burl says, when I get a chance, can I look at Johnson City, Tennessee? There's no severe weather going on right now in Tennessee. Currently no active warnings. Let's see here. Let me look at this real quickly for you. We've got a little bit of storm activity, but yeah, these guys ain't severe. These guys are not severe storms. We actually did have some reports of some gusty winds out there. Trees reported down. I'm not entirely sure. Let me pull this up for you. I'm gonna need to set some things here. Hold on a minute, y'all. Let me do this for him real quick. Let's see. So you want me to look here where for? Shoot, Johnson City, Tennessee. Yeah, there's nothing severe going on right now for that area. Yeah. Let's see here. Let me look at radar for you too real quickly. Yeah, there's not even any storms around you right now. We have a couple way to the west right now, but you know those are not impending any danger on you at the moment. Let me see. Whenever it comes to the overall risk for today, let's see. Day 1, categorical. Yeah, that area is in a marginal. Yeah, that's in a marginal risk out there, a level 1 threat. You're actually barely even on that level 1, so you're good. Yeah, no reason to worry, no reason to panic out there. But all right, y'all, let's go ahead and get back in the tropics here. So let's go ahead and take a look at 94L. Let's go ahead and see what is going on out there. Let's go ahead and hop you guys over here. Actually, I'm going to full screen this so it's a little easier to see there. What's up, Michael? Hope you're doing good. Am I getting more rain in New York City? Probably, yes. There's actually some storms near New York right now, to your west, actually out there in New Jersey, heading your way. Anyways, but yeah, Tabletop, we're not doing zip codes. Like I said, I just did that real quickly for him because, you know, obviously he was a little concerned about the weather. But like I said, right now, we got to get back in the tropics here. All right, so 94L, my friend. So like I mentioned, this is that system here, you know, that low-end chance one. Like I said, 7 days, 20% chance. Overall, odds are pretty low right now. Like I said, 48 hours, the next 2 days, 10% chance. So pretty low odds. You know, whenever it comes to that system here, spaghetti models, most of them have this kind of rolling across the land. They're obviously causing a bit of rainfall to occur out there just south of the Yucatan for the most part. Most of the models kind of have it just digging its way into Mexico, which will probably stunt it and prevent it from becoming anything really big. There is a couple model runs here. There's a couple model runs that, you know, there's not a whole bunch of them, but there's a couple that just keep it sustaining itself. Maybe some gradual strengthening. There's not a whole lot of support on that system there overall. But like I said, you know, we'll keep an eye on it. You know, we'll keep an eye on it. I'm not super confident on that system right now overall. So we'll have to see. Here's some of the ensembles, you know, show westward progression. It's actually moving very fast. I think it's moving at like 25 miles an hour right now. It's a moving. She's a moving. Anyway, so yeah, it's tracking west here. It's probably going to bring us some impacts towards the Yucatan Peninsula. Maybe just a normal low, you know, causing a bit of rainfall. That's about it. Maybe tracking in the Southern Gulf. We'll have to see. That's kind of extended range at this point, but we'll keep an eye on it. But anyways, 95L. That's the interesting one. Whoa. Okay, that's a new update. Okay, some of the models are a little interesting on this one. We have one set of GFS ensembles having that system kind of spreading out all over the place. It's a little bit hard to tell. Like I said, in the long range of this storm system, we don't know. You know, we don't know. The point right now that I'm confident to is to the point up to where we have that impact of the Lesser Antilles. Now, pretty much all the ensembles, all the model runs do support that system tracking west, going over the Lesser Antilles. That we do know. So once again, for right around July 1st, I want the Lesser Antilles, the Leeward Islands, for you guys to be prepared because, like I said, it looks like a tropical storm or a hurricane could be impacting there for July 1st in the Lesser Antilles. Obviously, portions out there, the Windward Islands in general, the whole archipelago of you know, the Windward Islands, or sorry, the Lesser Antilles, there overall. So that, like I said, we're gonna have to watch out there for that. So yeah, then that continues moving west. Obviously, more than likely, we'll probably track into the Southern Caribbean. It's what most of the ensembles agree on, at least the GFS ensembles agree on for the most part. So we will have to, just kind of see how that goes there overall. Taking a look at the GEPS ensembles, this is another set of basically just basically a model with a bunch of members. And these members mostly go, once again, in the Southern Caribbean. So more than likely, this system's just going to continue going west somewhere out in this area here. That would be where I would expect that system to go. It does seem quite likely that, more than likely, greater than 50% chance of that thing going into the Southern Caribbean. But where it goes from there, we don't know. There's a couple tracks that these systems like to take. Like I said, at this point, remember, disclaimer, we do not know right now. We do not know where it goes at this point, okay? We do not know where it goes. But let me just give you some hypothetical possible scenarios. What usually can happen with a system advancing that way, sometimes it can just continue going west out there, possibly into the Gulf, possibly just going out there and just digging its way into Mexico, basically rapidly dying out. There is chances, possibly it could steer up towards the Gulf Coast. We don't really know. One thing I will say, we still don't know, like I said. An unlikely scenario is that this thing would go up like this. As of right now, I don't see too much support showing that. There's a couple members possibly showing something like that, but it seems like most of the models have it remaining in that area. Both from the ensembles, both European, both GFS. That's where most of them show that support there. So like I said, that's kind of what we're looking at whenever it comes to the track here of that system. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. If it forms, it'll be named Burl. The next storm system will be named Burl. If that's even the name. I don't even remember the next name. But yeah, so that's that, my friends. Now here's something to look at. So according to the latest hurricane models, such as like the LGEM, IVCN, the ones you see on the screen there, gradual strengthening between all those models is anticipated. Look how pretty much on point they are together. They're showing some rapid strengthening of this system. I'm going to go ahead and say it. We're likely going to see a hurricane at some point with this system here. This is likely going to be one of the, if not the first hurricane of the season. Out of 94L, I don't think that has potential of being a hurricane. 95L, I really strongly, personally believe that this thing definitely could turn into a hurricane. This is my personal opinion. From what I've been seeing over the last couple scans, last couple model runs, and the last couple days actually, I do believe that this one, 95L, definitely could potentially reach, hurricane strength. If it was up to me to say it, yes or no, I would probably say yes. We'll just have to watch it. We'll just definitely have to watch it. Once again, we are seeing, all those models like really just gradual strengthening. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of warm waters down there. There's a lot of moisture, according to GFS and European models, and so there's definitely some. There's definitely that aspect as well, and it doesn't look like there's much wind shear to kind of prohibit, or I should say limit, the amount of strengthening, or however much it weakens. So there's really little to no wind shear. There's a decent supply of moisture, and of course the waters are pretty warm. Plus we have that disturbance already formed. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm going to stand with that. But yeah, once again, ensembles, they kind of have it going all over the place right now. Like I said, the only point we're going to keep up to right now, we're not going to go any further than the Lesser Antilles point of view right now, whenever it comes to it here. Like I mentioned, it's, it could either go north, which I don't think is the likely probability. I think it's going to go south like most models support. There's just a couple members of the GEFS that does say that potentially, but, like I said, it's kind of up for grabs at that point, But yeah, that'll be right around July 1st. Is whenever the Lesser Antilles could get hit. So, like I said, bit of a heads up. If you know anybody in the Lesser Antilles or the Windward Islands, Leeward Islands, just to let that archipelago in general. If you're traveling there before or being there during July 1st, make sure that you're prepared. Make sure that you guys are weather aware. And like I said, just know that there is a pretty good possibility that we actually could get ourselves that tropical system out there driving that. Let's see. Oh, my camera went out. Yeah, actually, I ordered another cable, guys. That's the problem with my camera. Again, it's the stupid cable I bought was cheap, so I bought a threaded cable. So hopefully that'll help make it a lot better. Hopefully that will make it a lot better. So we'll get that back up here in a minute, y'all. But yeah, so like I said, that's kind of where we're standing with everything. You know, overall, you know, between the ensembles and all that stuff, you know, gradual strengthening from the hurricane models overall. Like I said, for the Lesser Antilles, I think this could be a big problem for you guys. I do see a bit of a concern for y'all. GEPS ensembles, most of them have it tracking in the Caribbean, which makes most sense from what I see. You know, obviously the GEFS ensembles have this thing all over the place here. Some of them going up in you know, just out there north of Puerto Rico, kind of out there in the Western Atlantic. Meanwhile, others have it in the Southern Caribbean, going into the Gulf potentially far down. But like I said, that's at that point we don't have that much clarity at that point. So like I said, we're gonna put a hard stop on that system. Just focus right here. Don't focus of any of this right now. So we'll get to that. We'll learn more about it day by day as the system continues getting closer. We will learn more about it. But for now, I want to go ahead and say, like I said, Lesser Antilles, please prepare for this. I would go ahead and start getting your preparations in line because, you know, once again, this is going to be impacting around July 1st. Around July 1st. Now, honestly, I kind of have a feeling that the models, the way I've kind of seen it, I feel like the models might be kind of underdoing it at some degree. Like I said, we'll just have to continue monitoring the progression. I think we have potential for maybe some, you know, quick strengthening out of the system. So this thing, I think, like I said, you know, when it comes to landfall out there, or, you know, pass by, it depends on if it hits the land or not. You know, whenever it comes to it out there, I personally think that this thing has potential to be in a hurricane at that point there. So we'll see. James says we got to share this information as many people as possible. Social media. Yeah, it'd be greatly appreciated, guys. Like I said, obviously this information is very, very important for you guys, you know, to help get that word out there. You know, once again, if you know anybody in the Lesser Antilles, give them a heads up right now. If you guys could, that would be greatly appreciated. You know, not for me, but for literally everybody who lives there. I'm sure they probably don't know too much about it right now. They're probably just now starting to get the word of it. Some people are. So this would be, like I said, we're catching this guy early. We're catching it early. Right now it's a 60% chance. You know, I guarantee you, I'm very confident in this system. I really believe that it's going to go to a high chance of formation here tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if we push maybe 70, 80% in the next 7 days, possibly even possible development within the next 2 days or so. Seems quite possible. Now, hopping back over to models here, y'all, we're going to go ahead and hop you guys over here real quickly. We're going to go ahead and zoom out a little bit. So, hopping over here to the North Atlantic. So, yeah, with the GFS model run here, the American GFS, you know, this system, you know, has that impact, that landfall point right there. You can see in the top right for July 1st. Kind of late morning, going into the afternoon there is kind of estimated when that system's going to be near there. According to that model, we are already talking hurricane status. GFS has that sucker. Let's see if we can actually zoom in on that a little bit. Hurricane GFS 95L. Here we go. Very, very nice. There we go. Okay, so yeah, you can see the southern. I think these are the Leeward Islands in here. The windwards, I believe, are up top. The leeward are down here, and the whole thing is the Lesser Antilles, if I recall correctly. Oh my. All right, GFS, calm down there, buddy. So yeah, you can kind of see where this is heading here. It seems like models are, yikes, yeah, wow, 960 millibars now, according to GFS. Previous model run has this thing a little weaker, actually. Let's see, 12 Zulu, previous model run. Oh yeah, that latest one has it getting a lot stronger. Okay, that's interesting. Let me try, is CMWF? Yes, nice. Euro, 18 Zulu, we'll do 12 Zulu, goes a little further out there. Where is this guy at? Oh, here we go. Okay, so European model has this thing right around tropical storm force, but it has it quickly developing into possible, wow, probably a major hurricane down in time. This model has it get down to 960s. But remember, at that point, it's very far down in time. It's hard to tell. Yeah, this has it going near the Yucatan Peninsula. That's what that body of land is right there. Oh, man. Yeah, so definitely really need to watch this one. But yeah, so heads up to the like I said, heads up to the Lesser Antilles, Leeward and Windward Islands. I would definitely consider watching this one closely. Yeah, as I really do believe that this is going to be a storm that we really need to be watching out for. This is going to be probably the next big one that we're going to be tracking here. Overall. Let's see, Hurricane, Gulf of Mexico, Mississippi. So Samuel, like I said, at that point we don't know. I'm not going to really take it any further than this area here now. Because like I mentioned before, this thing is still a little ways away out. Obviously it's already kind of starting to happen here, but anything past that point of landfall in the Lesser Antilles is unknown. Anything out in here, it's a big question. Once again, for possible tracks, it could go anywhere. I mean, it literally could go anywhere past this point here. It could go up the coast. It could go straight. It could go down. We don't know. That we do not know. So let's go ahead and scribble that out. We don't want to. Yeah, we're not paying attention here right now. We just need to focus on the beginning part. And like I said, all the ensembles, most of them, at least 90% of them, have it going right over the Lesser Antilles there. At this point, I'd say it's probably greater than a 95% chance that this system will go over the Lesser Antilles. In general, confidence is high. I repeat, confidence is high on the overall, the track of this thing getting there towards the Lesser Antilles. So that I definitely do think so. Like I said, with strength, it's hard to tell. European model shows that system. Let's go and hop up to Euro again. European model has that storm being right around 990s, maybe lower, upper mid 990 millibar range, which would be right around tropical storm force, just based off pressure. And of course, GFS model run here showing this thing, probably in the 970s, which very well could be maybe a Cat 2 plus. We'll have to see. I'm not going to give a category on it yet for making that approach to the Lesser Antilles quite yet, but I will definitely say that out there, we need to watch this because it definitely has potential of being quite powerful. And then we'll have to, like I said, we'll have to continue watching for maybe even a second one to follow behind that one. Still not entirely sure with that second system. Models aren't too confident on that yet, so we'll continue watching that. But for that first system there that GFS has, we'll have to see. But anyways, all right, let's see here. Samuel says thanks, no problem. Let's see here. We didn't have a major hurricane until August last year at Franklin. Yeah, I mean, do I think this system has potential to go on major hurricane? I'm not, honestly. I really don't want to get. I really don't want to actually answer that own question I just had quite yet. That's just potential questions you guys might have in your head. Do I think this thing has the potential of becoming a hurricane? Absolutely, yes. I firmly believe that this thing will at some point become a hurricane. Do I think it could become a major hurricane? Like I said, models are hinting that is a possibility. There is a potential that this thing could become even a major hurricane down in time as it crosses into the Caribbean. We'll have to see. I think that's certainly a possibility. Is it likely? Right now, probably. Like I said, I honestly can't even say that. Likely, will this thing become a major hurricane? Probably not. We'll have to just see. We'll just have to wait for time. Only time will tell. So yeah, we'll just keep an eye on it. All right, let's see here. What about its twin? So Texas. So like I said, man, not all models agree on that second system. There is a couple. So obviously GFS is one of them. GFS follows another tropical cyclone, another wave coming off of Africa, which could spawn another tropical cyclone. Another model that agrees on it to some degree is the CMC model. As you can kind of tell, it does have a little disturbance falling right behind it. Let's see, the Zero Zulu run. Let's see here, this one. This one's drastically different, actually, for both 95L and that other potential system further down in time. I don't know, we'll definitely definitely see. But yeah, I mean, look at this. Even CMC model shows, possibly, well, in the tropical storm range, lower 990s, maybe upper 980s. Millibar range, we'll see. We shall see. But yeah, you can see the main models there. Like, obviously, the CMC model has it going into the deep Caribbean, possibly. The GFS has it, obviously, going into the Southern Caribbean there. And then whenever it comes to European model, well, Euro, what do you know? Has it going into Southern Caribbean. So, like I said, whenever it comes to it, this thing, for the chances of this thing going up this way, I would say it's pretty darn slim right now. Pretty darn low. I don't think this is going to be an East Coast rider. I think this storm is probably going to be, obviously some concern maybe to land further down in time as well. But like I said, we're going to put a hard stop on it right here. Okay, we're going to put a hard stop on it right there. We're just going to focus in this area here, okay? So, and that is starting to include the Lesser Antilles. Once again, Lesser Antilles, as a good heads up for you guys, I would say it wouldn't be a bad idea to start, preparing for the system out there in the Lesser Antilles, the Windward, Leeward Islands. Definitely would start preparing for that system out there. As we're starting to get a lot of model agreement on that system actually, turning into, a tropical storm and possibly even a hurricane. Okay, so we'll watch it. But yeah, everything regarding it too, like I was mentioning, wind shear. There's not much wind shear. We got a little jet possibly ahead of it, but that's probably not going to stunt any of its growth. So that's not going to be a problem for that storm at that point. There's a lot of moisture available. Obviously, the sea surface temperatures are pretty daggone warm there. Let me show you. I don't know if I can pull this up or not. Where is that at? Lower. There was a way. I forgot how to. It's been a while, dude. Well, anyways. Yeah, I mean, obviously, the sea surface temperatures are definitely, definitely warm enough to have gradual strengthening of that system overall. So, we'll have to definitely watch it. But yeah, of course, like GFS model has this thing going pretty crazy. This thing has it getting pretty high up there. I mean, just before, it gets to, the Lesser Antilles and stuff like that. So that is that. So yeah, just an early heads up for the Windward Islands. So just consider this a friendly heads up that you might have some trouble heading your way. Proxy! What's up, Proxy? Thank you so much for the $50 super chat. Holy cow. Hold on, let me get my camera on again. My camera's been having problems. I'm going to probably have to turn it back off again after this. Proxy, thank you so much for the $50. That's greatly appreciated. I just noticed this is probably a face reveal for some people. This is what I look like. I do have a face. I am a person after all. But dude, Proxy, thank you so much for the 50. That is greatly appreciated. That'll actually go a long way of helping me out, Prox. It's greatly appreciated. It's good to see you, my friend. Thank you. Let's see here. GFS always goes Cat 5. It seems to, doesn't it? GFS always kind of pulls one of the worst case scenarios. You know what actually really pulls a worst case scenario? HWRF. Those models are pretty crazy. Actually, we don't have any runs. Tomorrow we should, though. We should have runs on 95L for the HWRF model run here. So we will see. We shall see with all of that activity. It's a big eye in the hurricane. Yeah, it's GFS has this thing becoming pretty big. We'll have to see though. Like I said, that's still not for sure. European model. Like I said, the 12 Zulu, the extended range run, has this thing. I mean, just getting in like the tropical storm status overall. So it's a little bit hard to tell. There's still a wide gap between the models, but like I said, what I can show you all though is when it comes to the let's see here. Yeah, there you go, to the ensembles and stuff like that. So these are the let's see, I think this is the GEPS, the GEPS ensembles here, showing that showing that activity rolling its way out there to the west. Once again, like I mentioned before, guys, we're gonna put a hard cap on it right here. We're not gonna talk much more about this area. That's still a big question mark, man. It's still very, very much unknown. We do not know where this thing's gonna go. Like I said, it can literally go anywhere at that point. I mean, it could go, it could pull up, it could go this way, it could go that way, it could go this way. I mean, it's literally unknown at that point. I mean, it's just not enough information. But you know, with the Lesser Antilles, you know, that archipelago out there, Windward Leeward Island. So I think the Windward, like somebody tell me if I'm right or correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't the Windward Islands the Northern Islands, the Leeward Islands, the Southern Islands, and all of it together is called the Lesser Antilles? Is that correct? If somebody knows, please let me know. I just want to make sure I'm getting that right. I don't want to sound like an idiot. You know, it's been a while. It's been a while since I've covered the tropics here. I just want to make sure. What's up, Proxy? Once again, thank you so much. Saying hi, Andrew and all, and the NW6 fan. What's good, Proxy? Hope you're doing good. Saw you got some storms earlier. Actually, I was looking at the radar. Got some storms out there. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. We've had a lot of widespread severe weather today. Like I said, tomorrow we're gonna do coverage too, y'all, on the enhanced risk. Here, just a quick little detour away from the tropics for a minute. We'll get right back in the tropics, like I said, but a little bit of a detour to show y'all tomorrow's risk. We got ourselves a big enhanced for actually the plains, you know, portions of the central northern plains and out there near the Rockies even in some places. Yeah, so tomorrow we'll definitely be looking out there overall. Tornado probs, we do got a 5% chance out there for tornadoes. Hail, we got ourselves a 15, is it SIG? Yes, there's a 15 SIG hail threat, so 2-inch hail or larger in that area there. Damaging winds. Wow, big 30% chance. That's what obviously drives that. Yeah, got a SIG wind threat there too. Gotcha. Let's see here. It's correct. It is correct according to my world map above me right now. Okay, cool. Let's see here. The Windward Islands are the bottom, and the Leeward Islands are the top. Are they? See, I thought it was the other way around. I thought that I thought these guys were the Windward, and these guys were the Leeward. I always thought Leeward being south and Windward being the northern ones. I'll have to do some research again after stream. Not too familiar. I just want to make sure. But yeah, all that together is the Lesser Antilles. I do know that. I'm pretty confident in that. Teeny thunderstorm here in Northeast Ohio. Not bad. Sky was looking interesting. You know what? Proxy, we actually had a pretty wild storm. I put this, I don't know if you saw it, on any of my, like on my Twitter or anything. I don't even know if you follow me on Twitter, if you even have a Twitter. But look what I saw yesterday. Look at that big old beast of a storm. So yeah, yesterday evening we had that crazy guy. If you don't know, I'm here in Central Florida. We had a pretty crazy storm in Central Florida. I had a beautiful view of it, dude. It was absolutely amazing to see. Yeah, it was amazing. And it was during the evening time, too, so as the sun was going down, it was giving those really, really dramatic colors to it there overall. But anyways, yeah. So we're going to hop back to the tropics now. But yeah, it was beautiful, dude. It was quite a sight, man. So, let's see here. But yeah, so like I was mentioning here back with 95L, which is that second system, the one that has that 60% chance of formation overall. You know, like we mentioned, that one we're going to have to watch out there for. When it comes to it, like I mentioned, I wouldn't even be surprised if the Hurricane Center has a high risk of formation. You can see on the bottom of that paragraph how it says formation chance through 48 hours, low, 30%. So within the next 2 days, there's a 30% chance of this thing becoming a tropical depression or a tropical storm. And throughout the next week, as of now, there's a 60% chance. But obviously, all models are on board with this right now. I would not be surprised if this thing gets up anywhere possibly near 80% by tomorrow. You know, we'll see. But I'm very confident on this thing becoming a high probability of development here in the next, you know, within the next few days. You know, probably tomorrow. Like I said, I think we're probably going to get that high potential of development. So keep an eye on it. But yeah, so that's with that. Let me hop back to models again with you guys real quickly. Here, let's go ahead and do that real quickly. Let's see. I think you're right. Thank you, Joyce. Appreciate it. Prox says, "Wow, awesome photo, Andrew. Cloud Tower. Yeah, it was pretty amazing, dude. We have some crazy. We've been having some pretty crazy clouds out here in Florida last couple of days. We've had some nice sea breeze thunderstorms. They're just something else, man. Something else. Anyway, so yeah, GFS model run once again has 95L, the one with the 60% chance probability, making landfall in the Leeward Islands, which is the part of the Lesser Antilles, the bottom islands of the Lesser Antilles. We're going to say that as a potential hurricane. You know, maybe a tropical storm, most likely a tropical storm, if not likely a hurricane. You know, upon that point. The timing, the top right, you can see this will be right for July 1st, roughly. From what the models are kind of having an idea on. So possibly the the Leeward Islands on the Lesser Antilles will be likely dealing with some tropical conditions, either hurricane or tropical storm conditions here for the turn of the month, here for July 1st overall. So that's what we need to watch out for. GFS picks up on another storm system hitting the same area. We'll see about that. I'm not as confident on that right now. Continue watching it. We'll see. But all of our eyes right now are on this guy, on this guy right here, overall. So we shall see, my friend. We definitely shall see. Whenever it comes to the European model, the ECMWF, yeah, let's actually hop to the latest run here, or sorry, the extended run here that we have. So yeah, same thing. Look at the timing, July 1st, 11 a.m. So just off by a couple hours there. So it seems like the models between the GFS, the main GFS, the main European. Seems like we're on track between those two models there overall. So it definitely does seem like it's a pretty good pretty good standpoint of things right now. So yeah, we'll see. But definitely we'll see about all that. And like I mentioned, anything past that, we're starting to get pretty far down in time after it makes impacts of the Lesser Antilles. So after that, it's a little unknown. We'll see. We shall see what it does. But we don't have enough information on that right now. Let's see here. Hopping back to the full screen and looking at 95L. So here's where things get a little more interesting. So these are the GEFS members. These are the ensembles. So this is basically just more and more model support overall. So, like I said, we're just going to cut it off at this point here. Anything like this, you can see it's very scattered. Some ensembles have it going out to sea, some of it having going near Florida, some of it has it going out there towards the Gulf, and some of it has it just driving its way into Mexico. So, like I said, literally it could go anywhere past the Lesser Antilles. So let's just focus on this part where it's at right here. We're not gonna pay attention to this. We'll get more into that the closer it gets, and the more information we know about it. But from most of those ensembles, yeah, you can see that the Lesser Antilles will most certainly be impacted by the storm here there overall. So that's the GEFS ensembles. Whenever it comes to the GFS ensembles here, there's not a whole lot of difference. Hold on a minute. Sorry, I'm tripping here. That's the same thing. GFS, GEFS. Let's see here. Oh, you know what? Yeah, never mind. Discard that. But yeah, here's the other set of ensembles from the GEPS, which is another model. But yeah, this one shows the same thing. Most of those members just has it going straight through to Lesser Antilles there. So we'll have to see, man. We'll definitely have to see how that goes. But once again, we're just going to cut it off right there at that point. But it definitely seems like at this point in time, Lesser Antilles does seem to be like they're going to get impacted. Once again, strength-wise, it's unknown. But we're thinking easily tropical storm, if not hurricane status, by the time it gets to the Lesser Antilles there. Because, all the main models do support at least a tropical storm. And of course, a handful of the models do even support a hurricane at that point. And, eventually possible between both models, which is, like I said, a very far extended, and the point we're not going to really get into, but as it travels further, possibly into the Southern Caribbean, both the European and the GFS have this thing becoming a major hurricane. So we'll have to continue watching model runs. We'll see where it goes, what it ends up doing, how it interacts, and everything like this. But we'll definitely we'll definitely have to see here. Now, one last thing I want to go ahead and show you again. So this is the official spaghetti plot model. So this is the intensity guidance of the spaghetti models. So these are the hurricane models, folks. You can see that all the models are on board with rapid strengthening here. Possibly even gaining tropical storm status within the next 24 hours. That's why I'm very confident that tomorrow we're easily going to get a high potential of development. So we'll see. But yeah, so possibly within the next 24 hours, this thing could be a tropical storm here. So rapid strengthening between all those models, and you can see this thing tops out here, averages out there to possibly even major hurricane status. But I want to see more model runs. I want to see more support of this before I really make a big call on it. Like I said, because all these model runs here are showing this thing Cat 3 standpoint. But once again, that's far-fetched at this point here. Far-fetched down in time. But even knowing that GFS and ECMWF do support that as well. Let's see, I heard about this earlier. Did he say a major hurricane? So Ken, like I said, we're not entirely too sure yet, but it does seem like it's a possibility. Like I said, the main model runs such as the main models such as the GFS, the American long range model, the ECMWF, which is the European long range model, both of those do show it at some point becoming maybe a major hurricane. Do I think this will be? I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Do I think this thing will become a hurricane? Yes, I do think it'll be a hurricane at some point. Do I think it'll be a tropical storm? Well, yeah. To be a hurricane, you got to go through a tropical storm phase. So, yes. Tropical storm, yes. Hurricane, I think so. Major hurricane, maybe. We'll see. We'll have to see. And regarding impacts on the Lesser Antilles, like, what strength it'll be at the time of it making that potential landfall for the first. But once again, the first is kind of what the models are talking about. So it seems like we're actually pretty much on set. I mean, look at that. All these 120-hour markers from these members, they're very much on set regarding saying, hey, this thing will probably be here in about 120 hours, which, like I said, be right around July 1st. July 1st, I think that's when we're going to have that impact in the Lesser Antilles. So July 1st, guys, Lesser Antilles, prepare for this system. I'm getting the word out there now. But back to what I was saying, though. I mean, about, whenever it comes to the strength, once it approaches the Lesser Antilles, that's still all over the place. I think it'll at least be a tropical storm. I think it definitely will at least be a tropical storm by the time it reaches the Lesser Antilles. If not a hurricane, let's see here. Let's go ahead and scroll back up here. So yeah, let's go ahead and hop over to hurricane. We'll do the, let me take a look and see if there's any other, there's no other models except for the GFS. So yeah, GFS model here, the latest run actually coming through, shows this thing, you can see in the Leeward Islands there showing 960s, which that pressure-wise could even be considered major, but once again, this is just one model run. We'll have to see. But yeah, GFS does not play around with that latest. Look at the infrared, the future infrared satellite according to the GFS model here. Well-defined eye, even how pixelated it is. It's very easy to make out some key important structures. You got some strong bands forming up near the eye wall. According to GFS there, GFS wants a big boy, wants a big hurricane. Tons of moisture still available, and all that fun stuff. So. Yeah, definitely likely some big impacts out there towards the islands. If that did happen, that would be very problematic for those people out there. Now, like I was mentioning, otherwise, the ECMWF on the other side, the European model, this one, it takes more of the path of a tropical storm, right there in the upper 990s, going right there towards the mid to lower 990s as it kind of rolls through the Lesser Antilles, the Leeward Islands there. That kind of shows it more in the tropical storm realm. So you can see that there's a big gap we have to fill here. There's still a lot we need to work out. So European, these are two major models. These are two well-known models here, two of the known to be the top best. The ECMWF shows tropical storm. GFS shows hurricane, potentially big hurricane too. So, with all that being said and everything like that, we'll have to see. The Saharan dust is not inhibiting it, huh? That's a really good question. Yeah, I do know that dust is a big problem for tropical systems. Let me go ahead and take a look at that. Actually, there is a graphic I can pull up to see that. So, with all that being said, let me take a look. I'm just going to pull up parameter here. Give me 1 second, and we'll look at the Saharan dust, not desk. Saharan dust. We'll see what goes on there. Alrighty, let's see here. If I can even find it. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Nice. Okay, so we got cams. We got cams. We got cams. Here we go. Tropical. Perfecto. Alright, let's go and hop y'all over here to my full screen to talk about the dust. So there is a lot of Saharan dust coming off the coast here, but when it comes to this system down in time, you can kind of see there, this storm's going to kind of be creeping. I probably use a better color here. Here, let's use yellow. So this system's going to kind of be creeping, though, just under that dust. Now, there's going to be a lot of dust, out there by the Cabo Verde, but, out there towards Lesser Antilles, not really much. And you can see this is for July 1st here. This is 11 Zulu of July 1st. So this is, morning of July 1st, which is kind of when the models were showing that potential landfall point. Yeah, you can see that there's little to no dust at all out there. So that will not be a problem overall. Let's see here. We also have instead of the cams, we have the NASA dust model here. This one's a lot different, actually. Let's see here. This one does show a little bit of dust, but not a whole lot. I don't think enough that would really, cause big problems for that system. So, overall that's that. But it does seem like the models do pick up on a good amount of moisture though, so that should be good. Shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, like for example, a European model, it shows maybe a little bit of a problem, maybe some dry spots, but for the most part, relatively filled with moisture, it seems, But the GFS takes that to an even more extreme level, showing a lot more moisture out there and all that stuff out overall. So, like I said, we'll have to see. Let's see. Let me check on something real quickly. Oh, there we go. Nice. Got my package delivered. Cool. But yeah, so when it comes down in time, we'll just have to continue seeing that. Is there any questions, guys, about the tropics? Do any of you guys have any questions? Anybody in the chat want to throw a question about any of the storm activity here, tropical systems in general? If you want me to, if you have any questions about them, or what to expect with the storm, if there's anything that's on your mind about the tropics, feel free to let me know. Like I said, we're here to help, guys. We're here to help y'all out and help keep you guys weather aware, and obviously prepared. That's the main thing. And I'm gonna go ahead and say, like I said, for my folks out there in the Lesser Antilles, once again, y'all, we need to prepare for this. Like I said, I'm already saying yes, we need to prepare for this in the Lesser Antilles, mostly the Leeward Islands, the Windward Islands here. It'll probably be south, but just for it being there, we'll have to see. We'll have to definitely see. Let's see here. Is this coming to Florida? So at that point, like I said, we don't know. I can't tell you no. I can't say no, but I also can't say yes, because like I mentioned before, once it gets to this point, those ensembles, they go all over the place. Some models have it going this way, some models have it going that way, some models have it going straight. Literally, it's a big question at that point. We really don't know. Now, when it comes to it, like I said, right now we just kind of need to focus on where it's at and where, right where it hits the Lesser Antilles. At that point, like I said, at that point, like I said, overall, we just need to really pay attention, and mostly in this area here. But yeah, let's see here. Hi, I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. Where can you estimate? Let's see. A better part as to where the storm will make landfall. Let's see here. I mean, first of all, I'm not good. I'm not the best with geography. Let's see here. Let me figure out where we're talking here first, and I'll be able to help you out as much as I can. Let's see here. Give me 1 second, my friend. 1 second. Oh, okay. Okay, so yeah, you're kind of you're down here, man. So you're in this area, correct? Yeah, you're in this region. Okay. So, Yes, you need to watch out for the system too. Even if it doesn't directly hit you, for you guys out there on the coastline, there will certainly be some rip currents. If you know what rip currents are, can easily sweep you away from the coastline and could be dangerous. That would almost be a certainty. Yeah, so there's likely going to be some impacts regarding that overall in that area. Whenever it comes to landfall, we're going to hop you back over to the models here, show you real quickly. So let's hop on back. So yeah, like the GFS model here, you can see you're kind of right in here, right? So this is kind of where your region is. The GFS model here has that creeping just to your north. Overall, it's right just above you there, according to the GFS model. You would likely definitely have some impacts with that system. If it was, if it did play out this way, like the GFS is mentioning it could. Once again, I kind of think this is GFS pulling a worst case scenario at the moment. We'll see. But yeah, there would definitely be some impacts for your area regarding it. Once again, we're kind of expecting the impacts. So this is important here. So we're kind of expecting the impacts in your area to, if, like I said, if you were to be affected, which it seems possible, it looks like this thing is going to be making that impact on July 1st. July 1st. So that will be, not super far from now. So July 1st is kind of when we're expecting that. And the models actually do agree on that. Both our American model, the GFS model, and the European model, the ECMWF, they both support that system making that landfall there for the first. Right there, kind of maybe around late morning, early afternoon is kind of what we're thinking of right now. For example, here's the ECMWF. This is the European model. Still showing your areas potentially getting impacted, at least by maybe some tropical, storm force activity. Once again, it's still unknown for sure yet. But whenever it comes to it overall, once again, we're still talking the first there from both the European and the GFS model there overall. So, it seems like, it really does seem like both of the models are on the right track here. They both do agree on it for the most part. Now, when it comes to, like I said, the overall picture of things here from 95L, that's the name of it right now. It's an investigation. It's not a name storm yet. It's called 95L. In 95L right now, let's see here, we're going to bring this up. So the ensemble's just more models for you. Some of the models, they do have it getting near your area, just near your area there. More than likely, this storm will pass to your north. As of now, I still can't rule out that, but I think that landfall is going to be to your north. I don't really know if we're going to have, like I said, I don't really know if we're going to have direct landfall for your area or if it's just going to pass to your north, but like I said, regardless, for your area, plus the, just the Lesser Antilles in general, really needs to monitor the system. The ensembles, most of the models, most of the members here really does show that, impacting those islands, the archipelago there. And of course, that was one set of those models. Let's see here. And of course, we have another set here too, showing the same thing. It's going to be nearby. It will likely be nearby. Let's see. Jamaica's a little far down in time, my friend. Let's see here. Thank you for giving us a good estimate as one expect. No problem. You're very welcome, my friend. And like I said, I'll keep you updated. I'm going to do more tropical updates with you. Obviously, tomorrow we'll do a couple more updates with y'all just to make sure you guys are prepared. And honestly, I'll probably even do coverage of it. So if you're getting impacted by the storm, more than likely I'll be here to cover it. Okay, so I'll be live telling you what to do, what to expect, and everything like that. So I'll be here to help you out, my friend. But yeah, world weather. Like I said, Jamaica. Honestly, Jamaica is a little bit too far for my liking. I think Jamaica eventually could have some, some indirect effects. Possibly some rough seas nearby. But it really just depends on what it does. It really just depends on that. Most models have it going into the Southern Caribbean, so there very well could be some impacts out there towards Jamaica. Okay, so Jamaica could be impacted. I think the very least I could tell you right now is that there would probably be some ocean concerns, rip current concerns and stuff like that. But You know, in terms of direct impact, a direct landfall in Jamaica, I can't tell you. We don't really know right now. Let's see here. This is a dangerous tropical cyclone. It has potential, man. It does. And, you know, once again, all the models actually do talk about hurricanes, this system becoming a hurricane down in time, which I actually agree on. It looks like it. Certainly a tropical storm at this point, you know, overall. Definitely a tropical storm overall there. So we'll see. Let's see here. Matthew, dude. Thank you so much, man, for the $5. Appreciate it. Said invest $95 beautiful in satellite right now. Definitely going to be a low rider. We'll look at it, Matthew, here. Let me pull it up here. Let's see here. Good night, new subscriber. Seeing the possibility of rapid intensification as depicted in the intensity on the European model. What are my thoughts on it? So, my personal thoughts on it is it's going to impact the Lesser Antilles. It's going to impact the archipelago out there. That is pretty much already known. Now, regarding strength, that's what is kind of unknown. It could range anywhere from a weak tropical storm to a mid-end hurricane. You know, the models are still kind of all over the place. You know, for the European model, as you said you're looking at, Euro agrees on the tropical storm aspect, you know, of impacts out there in the Lesser Antilles, which would be an impact, a landfall right around the 1st of July. The GFS model, on the other hand, shows this thing possibly Cat 2, Cat 3, with, you know, landfall still expected on the 1st. So at this point, we know that this system is likely going to impact the archipelago here, basically the Lesser Antilles. We know at this point that's likely going to occur. And also, on top of that, too, like I was also mentioning there, regarding the you know, the timing, you know, the timing for the 1st, that between both and most models, the 1st seems to be when this thing is going to cause impacts overall. But thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that very, very much. It's greatly appreciated, my friends. You know, it's really good. If you guys could, I don't really ask for much. If you guys could maybe share this to a friend or family member, just to help spread awareness, guys, because, you know, like I said, this is very important information for you all out there. And I just want to make sure y'all are safe and y'all are prepared and at least know what's heading your way, because, you know, Mother Nature do be acting kind of nasty lately. So, but if you guys could, that'd be amazing. Just thank y'all for being here overall. But yeah, once again, Matthew, thank you, dude, for the 5, man. It helps me out a lot. Greatly, greatly appreciated. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my camera. It's acting up here. It's like I said, I have a bad cable on this camera. I'm just going to turn it off for now, y'all. like I said, I ordered a new cable, braided cable, so that should help with my connection issues on that camera. But yeah, I just want to go ahead and turn it off for right now. But yeah, guys, like I said, if y'all have any questions or anything about, what's going on in this system, hey, feel free to let me know, man. We're going to be here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to keep my camera on until it gives out. Yeah, why not? Why not? But yeah, like I said, if y'all have any questions, though, seriously, about this system, let me know. The Hurricane Center, we're going to do a little update on the NHC here. Hurricane Center right now has this thing at a 60% chance probability of formation. Guys, it's going to go higher than that. This thing went from a low chance to a upper medium chance within a span of a couple updates. This thing's picking up quick. Hurricane Center is picking up on this guy quick. Formation over the next 7 days, next week, 60%. I think it'll be formed, honestly. 48 hours, next 2 days, 30%. So we'll see. Definitely keep an eye on it, y'all. Definitely we'll keep on watching this. Once again, I would be down to put down money on the fact that this thing would be a high potential of development tomorrow. I guarantee you at least a 70% chance of formation they're going to put tomorrow on the NHC. I would put all my chips in on that. I really would. Let's see here. Mr. Carey, hope you're doing good, man. Let's see. What about, let's see. Let me look and see where that's at. Like I said, I'm not the best with geography, but I can figure out where this is at. Let's see here, based off of the map. Let me see. I got you, my friend. Don't you worry. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Okay. So yeah, you are out there. This is your island. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that is where you're at. You're on this little island right here. Okay. So yeah, I mean, you're definitely in one of the areas I think we need to be watching for. it seems like the models are kind of agreeing on this system kind of being on the southern side, which includes you. I do think that you're going to have some impacts with this system. Should you prepare for it? I would, like I said, we obviously don't know the strength of it by the time it gets to you. We do know it's heading your way, and we do think it's going to be causing some impacts near you. Definitely would be some coastal impacts. I'm going to go ahead and say that off the bat. There's going to be coastal impacts for you here, probably for the first, maybe slightly before. Strength could range anywhere from a tropical storm, from what we know now, maybe a tropical storm, to possibly even lower to maybe mid-end hurricane. Models are still all over the place regarding, that exact strength. Track is pretty well known. Like I said, we do think it's going to be near you. So definitely, I want you to prepare for it. This is a time where I think you should start preparing for it. Just to give you a little bit more of an advance here. Like I said, the chances of this guy shifting north is almost very low. It is very, very, very low that it'll go north of you. It'll probably be within your area here for sure. I'm definitely confident on that. Once again, July 1st is kind of what the models are saying right now regarding timing out of this event here, when we can expect this overall, and all that stuff. So just know that it'll be within your vicinity there, around July 1st. Once again, ranging anywhere from an intensity of tropical storm to hurricane force could be a very well possibility for your area. Will it be a bad hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico? So Dane, like I said, we don't even know if it's going to go in the Gulf of Mexico right now. At this point in time, it's the only area we should really be paying attention to at the moment is the Lesser Antilles, because the ensembles, the models right now, they're very, very sporadic right now. So most of the models have this thing going through the Lesser Antilles, but the models kind of break out. Some models have it going up this way. Some of it really could go anywhere at this point. It's unknown. It really is unknown what it's going to do after the Lesser Antilles. Up to the Lesser Antilles is how far I want to look at it right now. Obviously, tomorrow, maybe we can push a little further. We'll get a little bit more information on the storm. Maybe the day after, even more info. So the closer we approach land here, the more and more I'll be able to tell you about where it's going to go next. But for right now, it's heading towards the Lesser Antilles. And there is potential of, like I said, some impacts. Should the Gulf states get prepared? No, you shouldn't prepare in the Gulf states right now. Honestly, there's no need to prepare in the Gulf states because, like I said, the Gulf states could not even be impacted at all. We'll see. What I'd like you to do, though, is just monitor the tropics. Stay tuned with us here because, like I said, I'm going to be doing daily updates, possibly even more than one update a day on the tropics here. So I'll probably be doing more than one stream a day, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, evening. And yeah, overall, man, like I said, I wouldn't say you need to prepare for this right now because it's still too far out to determine on what it's going to do over here. But I would watch the system, because as we gather more information, it could become a concern down in time. But right now, there's no concern for the Gulf Coast, no concern for the Gulf at all right now. But it could become far down in time. We'll see. We'll have to see. Let me see here. When do I think it'll be named? Some models show it becoming a tropical storm. It'll gain a name once it's a tropical storm. You probably already know that. But yeah, once the system becomes a tropical storm, it'll be given a name, which will be, I think, Burl was the name. I think it is. So it'll be given Burl once it becomes a tropical storm. Now, let me show you this. This is the main hurricane models. This is, the main spaghetti models. This is their take on intensity with this system here. So let me go ahead and hop y'all over here to the full screen real quick. So when it comes to it, the models here, you can see possibly most of the main hurricane models right now, within 24 hours from now, so within a day, has this system potentially being a tropical storm. So there is a chance this thing could be a named storm within 24 hours, according to this model. We'll see. That's a big we'll see if that happens. I think within 2 days is a good possibility. Like I said, tomorrow possibly with the next update for who knows, could be a big upgrade on the Hurricane Center's end. I think it's certainly possible, just given that. But yeah, look at the strengths there. Definitely is looking pretty likely that we're going to get into some hurricane activity out there. So that kind of seems to be a bit of an issue there. I do think it'll become a hurricane at some point. Yes, definitely tropical storm. And like I said, being a tropical storm is early within the next day. It could be. So we shall. Oh, there goes my camera again. I noticed. We shall see, my friends. Let's see here. In 60 to 72 hours, will intensify to a Cat 1 possibly. Yeah, that's kind of what the middle of the models have to say about that. Potentially hurricane strength within the next 3 days. So, tropical storm status is early within the next 24 hours. Hurricane status possibly within the next 3 days. So, but we'll see. Like I said, we'll definitely see about all that. we'll keep an eye on it. But once again, everybody, like I said, if you know anybody in the Lesser Antilles, the island chain, the archipelago down there, like I said, this is a good time to give them a heads up. Like I said, share this live stream with them if you can. Actually, I'm about to head off here. To share the channel with them if you can. Tell them to subscribe and to turn on that notification bell so that you guys can be notified when I do go live for tropical updates and stuff like that. Like I said, we'll be here for y'all, and I want to help you out as much as possible. I want to be here for you guys before the event happens and as it happens, and in post-event too. I want to make sure everything's going good with you guys. So if you guys could, like I said, I don't ask for much. Please consider subscribing. It'd be greatly appreciated. What's up, Andrea? I hope you're doing good. Dane says, how many Africa waves coming off early end of June? So, Dane, there's 2 that we're kind of watching. One for sure, and another one we're going to watch out for as well. There's limited supports on the second one. Here, let me go ahead and hop you over here to the models again. There is limited supports. Let's go ahead and line this up. Hold on a minute, y'all. There we go. Okay. So there is limited support here of that second wave, but there is some support from the models. So obviously we have the first one. This is the one, once again, July 1st, kind of what we're estimating landfall time for the Lesser Antilles out there. There is that second wave, you can see according to GFS following behind it. CMC model also supports maybe a little trough there. Maybe another system to follow behind it. Can't be ruled out, but yeah, 2 waves, it looks like, in the near future. We'll see. Obviously, once again, at this point, we can't really tell what's going to go on after this point in time. See, CMC model has it hitting Yucatan Peninsula. GFS has it hitting the Yucatan Peninsula. ECMWF here, I'm pretty sure, shows the same thing. But even though they kind of agree on that right now, that's still not for sure, as that is still several days down in time. I mean, shoot, we're talking the 6th of July. That's easily 10+ days away, 240 hours out at that point. So we're not going to talk about what happens at that point yet. We're just going to focus on what's going to happen up to the point of landfall here in the Lesser Antilles overall. Let's see. Matthew says, Andrew's awesome, y'all. Make sure to watch him daily. Be careful. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. Be careful what you see on social media. There's a lot of hype and misinformation. That is very true, Matthew. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are probably being like, oh, yeah, Category 5. No. Like I said, y'all, right now, there's limited support on if this thing will even become a major hurricane. With that being, possibly Cat 2. I'm not seeing any support of any Cat 5. So just letting y'all know that. Tropical storm status, yeah, seems very likely. Hurricane status even does seem likely at some point with this system. I'd say actually pretty likely that this thing will become a hurricane at some point, possibly even before landfall in the Lesser Antilles. So we'll have to see. That's kind of what we're really looking out for right now. But yeah, just know to be prepared, guys. Once again, Lesser Antilles, surrounding islands, please be prepared and make sure you go ahead and start getting ready for the system. You got a couple days to react to it. Like I said, it's moving your way. It's heading towards you. You got a couple of days to react, okay? So, like I said, we'll have to just keep on watching it. And I'll keep you all updated. Once again, I'm going to do a live stream tomorrow morning, okay? Early tomorrow afternoon. We'll do another live stream tomorrow evening in order to keep you guys weather aware overall. But anyways, you guys, well, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for now. Like I said, I pretty much covered everything we really needed to. I went over everything I wanted to go over. So if there's any questions you all might have before I head off here, feel free to let me know. Like I said, guys, if you have any questions, throw them down in chat, and I'll be more than glad to help you guys out and more than glad to answer those questions there. overall. But yeah, like I said, y'all, it's gonna be a final call for questions. Any concerns or any questions that you might have, go ahead and, like I said, go ahead and throw it down in chat. There's a third system, so there's a possibility we could have another system falling behind it. For example, I mean, even European model shows it. You can kind of see it right there. Another disturbance right behind it. GFS definitely picks up on it, showing another another tropical cyclone falling behind it. Maybe tropical storm. We'll have to see. CMC model kind of shows the same thing, showing another little wave right behind it. That's potential third system. We'll see. Once again, we're not too confident on that guy right now, but this one we're very confident on this one here, 95L. Matthew, dude, thanks, man, for becoming a Category 1 Hurricane supporter. Appreciate it, dude. Thank you so much for all of your support, man. Big shout out goes to Matthew Allen, dude. Thank you so much, dude, for the donation earlier, as well as the memberships. Like I said, the support you guys give us helps me out, helps me with living costs. So thank you for making me be able to live. I appreciate it. But it also helps keep our programs up and running too. Some of these programs I pay for. That like I said, y'all's support, y'all's donations greatly mean the world to me. They really do, and helps keep us rolling, man. Helps keep us rolling. So, like I said, for the people who support us, big thank you, man. And once again, Matthew, thanks, dude. Greatly appreciate it. We'll do higher once I get paid. Oh, don't worry about it, man. Like I said, if you can't, don't worry about it. Like I said, only support if you want to and if you can. I just want y'all to be comfortable with it if you ever wanted to. We have multiple ways to do it. So, like I said, look at our pin chat if you want to. But like I said, I'm never going to ask for money from any of you guys. I'm never going to ask for anything. I'm just letting y'all know how you do it, and it's much appreciated. So seriously, y'all, thank you for helping out. It's much appreciated. Is it normal for Africa to have waves early end of June and July? Yeah, I mean, we are in hurricane season after all. Hurricane season spans from the 1st of this month, which we're already past, all the way through, like I said, December 30th, I think it is. Sorry, my bad, November 30th. Yeah, November 30th, not December. So yeah, from June 1st to November 30th. Let's see here. Steven says it's been raining for like 3 hours straight. Can you check my zip code? Yeah, but we're not going to do many zip codes, guys. I'll do yours real quickly before I head off here. Let me go ahead and hop over back to my main screen. Let's see. We're not going to do zip codes right now, but like I said, I'll go ahead and do yours because I'm a nice guy. Kentucky, yeah, you just got some storms nearby. Nothing big. No severe weather near you right now. You're good. Yeah, just rain, man. Just rain. All right, y'all. Well, once again, there's an ad on the screen. Get rid of that ad. We don't need it. But like I said to you guys, once again, I appreciate y'all for being here. Thank you all for hanging out with us. And, once again, make sure if you haven't already, consider to, like I said, make sure to consider subscribing. Be greatly appreciated. Leave a like if y'all haven't already. And most importantly, if you guys could maybe share this live stream, share this channel, I should say, to friends, family, neighbors, anybody you really can. That way we can spread awareness and spread that weather update here because, like I said, I keep things honest with you guys. I'm not like those news companies that hype everything up. Like I said, I'm here to actually be genuine with you guys and be honest with y'all with the weather and give you a good input on what I believe based off experiences and education, so I can give you better judgment without the false lies for just people who clickbait and not mention anybody, but there is people out there who try to get y'all nervous and they just want your money. And like I said, I'm not all about that. Like I said, I even tell you even not to donate or anything like that. I'm just here to help y'all out. I've had a passion for weather since I was a little kid, and it's continued to thrive. And passion to helping out people as well. That's what I'm here for, man. That's what I'm here for. Alrighty, let's see, thoughts on tomorrow. Matthew, we got a pretty big day for hail and wind tomorrow. We're going to have to watch out for that. Could be an issue up in the Central Plains, Central Northern Plains. I forgot. Yeah, I'm actually going to do coverage on this tomorrow. Probably won't do that much of coverage tomorrow. There's probably going to be a lot of other people streaming this, so there'll always be somebody to watch. Tomorrow, though, I'm going to mostly focus on the tropics, I think, overall. yeah, I'm gonna mostly focus on the tropics in terms of keeping you all updated with that. But I do plan on doing at least 2 hours of coverage with you guys tomorrow on the severe weather in the central U.S. And also to portions of the Rockies even. But yeah, mostly we're gonna pay attention to the tropics tomorrow. Plan on maybe 2 live streams. I'm not gonna do 3 at that point, so we'll do. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to upload a YouTube short on our page. We're going to talk about the latest update in the tropics. Then in the afternoon or evening, whatever time the storms fire off, I'm going to do a live stream, probably in the afternoon, to give you guys some updates and some live coverage. And then for tomorrow evening, late tomorrow, probably around the same time or so, we'll do another live stream for you in order to get you guys updated on the tropics. We'll do a live tropical update. At that point, we'll have a lot more information, too, than we do now. So that'll be good. That'll be good, man. See you later, Samuel. Thanks for joining, dude. Andrew says they also hype it up. They do. They do. You know, it's really sad, and I'm going to be honest with you guys real quickly. Whenever it comes to like the weather YouTubers, the way it's set up now is, you know, if you do not make your thumbnails or your titles look interesting, nobody's going to click on your videos. Nobody's going to want to watch. And even if you're being as honest as you can, which I'm always honest whenever it comes to it, you know. But like I said, you know, even then, you won't get attention. And that's where people come in. You know, some people will hype things up. They make it worse than it actually is expected to be. And then, you know, they get all these views and they're wrong. It's a big balancing game. It's really hard as a weather YouTuber. Like I said, in order to, make sure that you're not lying, but also keeping it interesting at the same time. That's where it falls under a really weird category. It's very difficult. But like I said, always I'm always going to be honest with you guys. I'm never going to lie. I will swear on God for that. I've never lied on this channel, never will. Like I said, I will always keep this right and as truthful as possible, and everything like that. That is a promise. That is an oath to a promise there. I will always be here for y'all, and I always tell you what we got going on, what the latest information is. I always try to grab as many information as possible, as much model support as possible too, not just one model being biased like some other people. But anyways, enough of that, getting a little off topic. But all right, guys, well, once again, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up. Any final questions y'all might have here in the chat, go ahead and throw it down below. It'd be greatly appreciated. Once again, if you haven't subscribed already, I'd highly consider it. That way you guys can be weather aware, weather prepared. It would be greatly appreciated. Help the channel out, help boost us even, which will help ultimately reach more people and help out more people. That is the ultimate goal. But like I said, y'all, we're gonna have to be watching the weather, both in the severe realm in the U.S. and both also in the tropics for the Caribbean and portions out there, and towards maybe U.S. land. We'll have to see far down in time. Like I said, I don't expect this thing. Or sorry, let me rephrase that. As of now, we don't know if this thing's going to have any form of impacts on the U.S. We do know for a fact that it will have some form of problems for the Caribbean. So that we're going to have to watch out for. So we'll keep an eye on it. But alrighty, guys. Well, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up. We've been live over an hour and a half here for the tropical weather update. If you guys did enjoy it, once again, leave a like, hit that subscribe button. Let me go ahead and go over our donators real quickly. We had a few kind people today who threw a few dollars our way and helped us out. It's much, much appreciated. Let me go ahead and give y'all a big thank you. Let me go ahead and go over this, as I always typically do whenever we get donations. Tabletop, starting off with our first donator, man. Thank you so much, dude, for the $2 super chat. Appreciate it, Tabletop. Proxy with a $50 super chat, man. Thank you so much, Proxy. Appreciate it. You are the best, my friend. And Matthew, thanks, dude, for the 5. Also, the Cat 1 membership, man. You are awesome. Thank you guys so much. So once again, big thank you. Special thanks goes to Tabletop, Matthew, and really especially Proxy with very, very generous amount of support. So obviously thank you all. Thank everybody for who subscribed, for who liked, and obviously just a thank you for everybody who's even watching this. I deeply appreciate it. And alrighty, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and call it a night. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your night. You guys sleep good. Have a great day tomorrow, and we'll catch y'all for some coverage and another update on the tropics. See you later, guys. Have a wonderful night.